Palworld is a truly sleeper hit. Something that we haven't seen in a while. Like, not too many games can do what they did, selling over 1 million copies within only 8 hours of its release. And I want to be honest, whenever I first saw the game, it really didn't resonate with me all that much because I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. Like, don't get me wrong, I used to collect the cards whenever I was younger, and pretty sure the last game I played was like a Pokemon Arena game or some shit on the Wii. That was like the last time I touched any Pokemon game, other than obviously in like Smash Ultimate, but you can't really count that as a Pokemon game, can you? But yeah, Palworld has become the 6th game in Steam history to have over 1 million concurrent players. I'm not taking anything away from this. I didn't know that all you had to do was just say Pokemon in general anywhere in the advertisements for your game. Because altogether, from what I've seen whenever I watch streamers and YouTubers play this, it's like Arc, except for Pokemon. And even though I'm not really into Pokemon all that much, I do like turn-based games and I do like strategy games like Persona 5 and stuff. For some reason, we're gonna get into that. I know exactly why that some reason is. I have never really got into the Pokemon games all that much. Because whenever I finally ditched my Game Boy for a PSP, I just stopped playing any kind of Pokemon game. And whenever I had my Wii, there was really not any good Pokemon games that I really want to play. I played like one and I was like, wow, that was it. Then I went back to playing Mario Kart. And let's all be honest here, we all know why we haven't really enjoyed the Pokemon games in a while. We all know why Palworld is such a big success. It's because it's exactly kind of what everyone in the whole Pokemon community wanted out of a game. That Game Freak, for some reason, after decades of making this one game, cannot perfect. They cannot perfect. Like, at least I can say with Call of Duty, it is a somewhat complete game when you get it. Barely any glitches, alright? Nothing really game breaking or anything. But God forbid Game Freak makes an actual playable game that isn't a barren wasteland. Because not only do their games barely want to work, they're also just boring, alright? Let's just all call a spade a spade. They're all just boring. And for some reason, they sell really well. Like it's almost like the people that buy these kind of games are just lobotomized children, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's kids that are just getting into Pokemon and they're like, hey, Pokemon game on the Switch? I got a Switch. I'm hoping that's what it is, and not grown adults buying these dog shit games that we know is garbage. The same people who will complain that, oh, the game industry is dying, there's no good games coming out, yet they support garbage like anything Game Freak puts out. And then as soon as Palworld comes out, they all want to turn and say, no, you're stealing. You're stealing the idea of catching creatures. No, you can't do that. Only Pokemans can do that. Like, I don't understand the whole Pokemon community right now. They're literally trying to like, oh, they stole this Pokemon, and then this one looks like Pikachu, and then this one looks like this penguin Pokemon. It's like, yeah. Since the beginning, this game has been known as Pokemon with guns. I don't know what kind of sleight of hand trick you thought they were trying to pull, but since day one, they've been kind of straightforward about what this game was and who they were ripping off here. Like, look at this tweet from Eurogamer. Playing Palworld gives off the impression of playing a product designed to be sold rather than to be played. You will feel like a mark and you'll be right. And then they got that little link to the article. I'm not clicking the link to the article. I don't want to see what they got to say because just reading the headline alone, just reading the tweet, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. You obviously want to get some rage clicks, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to take the bait. As a good fish, I know whenever something's too good to be true, you're not going to dangle a little carrot in front of me, and then I'm going to come chasing after it. But yeah, it's brain dead takes like that makes it seem like the game is bad, whenever in reality, from what everyone is saying that actually has bought and played the game, it is actually an incredible amount of fun that for some reason, Pokemon and Game Freak can't do with the franchise they own. And then for some reason, a lot of people aren't going over the fact that the game is basically an amalgamation of a lot of great games, because not only is it like Pokemon, it's also like Rust, because you can base build, you can do a lot of things, and then on top of that, it's also just Arc. It's just a survival game where you catch creatures. Which, I'm like, let's all be honest here, if Pokemon did this, if Game Freak was able to do this and put out a good Pokemon game, survival game on the Switch, I think that would be one of the top selling games of all time. But for some reason, I don't know why, the lowly hundreds, if not billions of dollars that they make is enough for them. I don't know. I guess that's only enough for them whenever they could probably make tens of billions of dollars just creating something with a little bit more care and effort into it. It shows. Palworld literally shows that, hey, you can take inspiration and be extremely successful, because everyone that's not complaining about the game being derivative of Ark or Pokemon or Rust or every other survival game is actually having fun with the game. The people that actually bought and played the game actually enjoy it, unlike the people who literally have not even touched the game. And also, Pocketpair, the developers of Palworld, have kind of been doing this thing, making hybrid versions of games, which they just smash different concepts together, and we can all be mad at that, but also, technically, that's innovation. They're like, hey, people like Monster Hunter plus Pokemon, let's put it in a game. People like drawing art and then figuring out who's not the real artist. Hey, how about we do that but with an AI version? Like, they do this a lot with a lot of their games, and it seems like they kind of want to be more of a Blizzard of indie games, where they take a concept that is really popular and then they just put their own little, I guess, technically spin on it, when in reality what Blizzard does isn't really a spin. Did Blizzard make MMORPGs? No. But they popularized it. Did Blizzard make hero shooters? No. But again, they had a hand in popularizing it. Like, don't get me wrong, I do understand that there are some differentiations between like Blizzard and Pocketpair right now, because, you know, Blizzard has had decades to hone in their skill, create new games, you know, make new IPs and stuff. And they have helped with like ARPGs. Like, they brought that to the forefront with Diablo. But also, Blizzard is really known for just taking old concepts of games, Blizzardifying it, making it to where a modern audience can actually, you know, play the games. Because like, if Blizzard made an Escape from Tarkov kind of game, I'd be all over that. I ain't even gonna lie, I'd be all over that game, because right now, Escape from Tarkov is just garbage, all right? Like, the concept of the game is amazing, the execution of the game, it's alright, I guess, but it's extremely confusing, and there's no way you're gonna be a new player getting into the game. And even the Escape from Tarkov Arena game is also pretty confusing for veteran players of the game. So just having a game that's easy to pick up and learn, and then you can get into like the deeper parts of the game, would be amazing. And that's what Blizzard does, which it seems like also Pocketpair kind of wants to get into that little direction. But I think what everyone really wants Pocketpair to do is to find a style, because they really don't have like a defined art style. It's more or less just assets, it feels like. You know, if you look at Palworld, a lot of people will probably think, wow, this kind of feels like an asset flip more than like a game. But then whenever you get into the actual game of Palworld, people are like, wow, this asset flip has a lot of depth to it. Someone actually put some time into the story. They actually designed boss fights to actually be fun and engaging. Like, they actually did take this asset flip, if you want to call it that, and made a pretty decent game out of it. And I think for the most part, a lot of people really want to see Pocketpair actually take the money that they made from this game, because this game made a lot of money within the first 4 days of its release. Literally 6 million people either have got Game Pass to play it, or have literally just straight up bought it itself. I'm like, over 1 million people already bought it on Steam itself, and the game's only $27. So, you know, you can do the nice little math there yourself. These boys got a nice little chunk of change, and I want to see them take that money and invest it into an actual art team. Please, get like a nice art direction, get someone to start making some good mechanics for your game that are like really only Pocketpair mechanics. If anyone's like, hey, yo, this is a good game. Hey, yo, this is a Pocketpair game. You already know what it's like. Just like how, you know, if you're gonna play a Blizzard game, it's gonna be refined. All the animations are gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be that janky at all. It's gonna be a pretty decent game altogether. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Pocketpair really starts finding their footing a little bit more. Like, if you're gonna be making homogenized games, please at least come up with a decent art style so people can stop talking shit about that, because I'm gonna be honest, the art style in a lot of their games is pretty decent, but you can tell like it's not the best. Like, it's good, but it's not where it could be with a studio at this size now, with the amount of money that they have and the amount of resources that they probably have, because I'm pretty sure they're working with Sony to make a PlayStation port for it now. But yeah, hopefully they actually are able to take this money and do something really good with it, because if you're not going to come up with concepts for new games, at least make the games better than the rest of your competition. You guys have already done it once. Let's see if you can do it again, seeing that, you have all these resources now. They're probably going to focus on Palworld for a little while until the hype dies down. And then they're probably going to come out of the gate with something else. And I really, really hope it's going to be a really good game. But boys, what do you guys think about Palworld? Have you guys played it? Have you guys not? If you boys are still bored and want some more content for your little brains, go on ahead and click this video right here. And also, give me your money.